Hi Bash. So for lesson 17, it's about linear programming, systems of linear inequalities. Now before nyo fully maintindihan yung linear inequalities, you need to understand first ano ba yung equation at saka yung kaibahan niya sa inequality. Okay. Now para mapaikli to, ang equation, malalaman mo siyang equation pag may nakita kang equal sign. So basically yun lang palatandaan mo, okay? Equal sign siya. Ang inequality, meron siyang iba-ibang symbol. Ito yung less than, greater than, less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to. Okay. Isa pang kaibahan niya, ang equation, kapag sinolve mo, isa lang yung makukuha mong sagot. Isang exact value lang. Whereas in inequality, range siya. Okay? So set siya ng numbers. Let's take for example this one. Okay? So again, this is an example of an equation kasi meron kang equal sign. Now, this is a review. So I think in-assume ng teacher nyo, dapat alam nyo na to. So remember before, so paano natin siya masosolve? So ang goal mo is iwan lang tong variable, no? Yung x value. So we solve for x. So that means lahat ng number kailangan ilipat natin sa kabila. And remember, yung na-mention ko noon, pag naglilipat tayo ng number sa kabilang side ng equation, ng equal sign, nag-iiba, okay? We change it into the opposite operation. So let's take for example this one. So ilipat muna natin si 5, okay? So iwan natin si 3x, okay? So si 5, okay, ililipat natin siya sa kabilang side ng equal sign. Okay? And if you notice, si 5, ang operation niya ay addition. So kapag nilipat natin siya, okay, so kapag nilipat natin siya dun sa kabilang side ng equal sign, magiging opposite. Ano yung opposite ng addition? It will become, of course, it will become subtraction. Okay? So 20 minus 5. So laging ganun yung rule mo. Pag nililipat mo siya sa kabilang side ng equal sign, yung opposite operation na siya. Okay? So let's solve for this one. So 3x is equal to, ilan to? 15. 20 minus 5 equals 15. Di pa tapos kasi may number ka pa dun sa kasama ni x. Dapat si x lang matitira. So, again, what we will do is ililipat natin sa kabila. Okay? So, si 3x, ano operation siya? Siya ay multiplication. So, kapag multiplication siya, so kapag nilipat natin siya sa kabila, multiplication will become, of course, it will become division. Okay. So, ang mangyayari dito, so si x na lang yung natira, and then equal sign, and then si 15, okay, so si 15 ay, okay, 15, and then divided by 3. And we know 15 divided by 3 is equal to 5. So now you get the answer. Na-solve na natin yung equation. So x is equal to 5. So you notice isang value lang siya. Eksaktong 5 lang siya. Whereas kapag itong inequality yung ating isosolve, ganun din siya basically, no? Parang yung solving equation. So we move numbers hanggang yung letter na lang matira. So let's take for example this one. So, ang mangyayari dito si x lang yung may iwan sa isang side. Etong si 4, move natin siya sa kabila. Okay. So, again, when we move, magiging opposite operation. Okay. So, x is greater than, then put 10. So, dahil addition siya kanina, minove natin sa kabilang side ng symbol, it will become opposite ng addition, become subtraction. Okay? So, x, this will be 10 minus 4 is equal to 6. Now, hindi pa siya yung sagot, okay? Kasi, tandaan natin na kapag inequality, range. So, ang madaming posibleng sagot daw dito, okay? So, ang possible na sagot, ano ba yung mga numbers na pwedeng greater than 6? Okay? So, we all know, ang number na greater than 6, it could be 7, it could be 8, it could be 9, okay? It could be 10, okay? And so on and so forth. So, notice pag inequality, dahil nga dun sa symbol na yon, nagiging range, okay? Range yung sagot mo. Hindi lang siya isa. So, x is greater than 6, so 7, 8, 9, 10, etc. So, i-notice mo itong sign na to. Kapag itong sign na to ay, halimbawa lang less than siya, of course, ang kukunin mong range ng numbers would be numbers less than 6. So, it could be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, etc. Okay? Now, isang note lang kapag when we're dealing with negative numbers, tapos maglilipat tayo sa kabila, ang nangyayari daw kasi na-flip yung sign. What do we mean by that? Special rule siya, no? So, let's take for example, ito, diba? So, etong si negative 2 ay multiplication. Okay? So, kapag nilipat natin siya sa kabilang side, siya ay magiging division. So, kasi multiplication siya to become division. Yung negative, as is pa rin siya. Okay? So, what do we do with this one is that so, si x ay okay. So, si x ay maiiwan doon sa isang side. And then, dahil minove natin yung negative number sa kabilang side, ito daw, sign na to, yung ating symbol, okay, will flip. Okay? Kasi nga, we dealt with a negative number. So, ma-flip siya. Okay? So, kanina less than siya, ngayon ay naging greater than. Kasi nga, nag-urong tayo ng negative number. So, 12 divided by negative 2, ang sagot natin ay x is greater than 12 divided by negative 2 is negative 6. Okay? Pero, again, dahil nga range ang sagot natin, so ano yung mga numbers na greater than negative 6? So, it's possible na pwede siyang negative 6. So, ang number, remember, na greater than negative 6 is negative 5, negative 4, okay, negative 3, at negative 2, etc. So, that would be your answers. Okay? So, there. That's the difference between equation and inequality. Okay, so this time, magsosolve naman tayo ng system of linear inequalities. Now, what do we mean by that system of linear inequalities? So, yan siya. System of linear inequalities. Ibig sabihin lang yan, gagamit tayo ng dalawang inequalities na expressions. Okay? Para makuha natin yung values nila. Alright? So, ibig sabihin, kailangan gumamit tayo ng graph. Okay? And kapag nag-graph tayo, hahanapin natin yung tinatawag na intercept method. Ibig sabihin, kapag graph natin itong dalawang to, mag-form siya ng dalawang linya. Let's say, for example, ganyan, no? Okay? So, ano yung area na makukuha natin? So, yun yung magiging answer natin. Remember, sa inequality, range, no? Range yung sagot, hindi siya isang value lang. Kaya, makikita natin sa graph mamaya kung ano yung itsura niya. Okay? So, in order to do this, kailangan i-plot muna natin itong mga expressions na to. Pero the only way to do that is to convert muna yung mga symbols, itong inequality symbols, into equal sign. So, ibig sabihin, itong nasa taas, okay, ang magiging value niya ay, gagawin natin siyang basically expression, or equation rather. So, x minus 2y, okay, so here you go, x minus 2y, okay, is equal to 4. Okay, so basically pareho lang siya, ginawa lang natin equal sign, no, yung inequality sign. Okay, so for this one, so ganun din siya. So baguhin lang natin siya. Okay, so it's 3x, okay, and then minus y is equal to 2. Okay, so now na naging equation na sila, ang gagawin na natin ay hahanapin natin yung tinatawag na x-intercept and y-intercept. Okay, so ibig sabihin lang yan, mag-a-assign tayo ng mga values dun sa either sa x and y, and then makukuha natin yung ordered pairs, diba? Remember kanina yung ordered pairs. So let's take for example this equation, no? So hang on. Okay, so let's take yung kanina, x minus 2y. So x minus 2y equals 4. Now, kapag nag-solve tayo ng x and y intercept, so ito siya, x intercept and yung ating y intercept. Okay, so ibig sabihin, mag-a-assign muna tayo ng values, no, dun sa x and y. Let's say for example, if y, okay, so assign muna tayo ng value sa y is 0. Okay, so what is the x intercept? Okay, so parang x, wait, so x is what? So ano yung value ni x? Okay, so isa-substitute lang naman natin siya. Okay, so this means na, so if y is 0, so that means si x, kopyan lang natin equation, 2 times 0, 0 daw kasi si y, is equal to 4. Okay, so x minus 2 times 0 is 0, diba? So 0 equals 4. So that means x is equal to 4. Okay, so now we get 4. So if y daw is 0, then x is equal to 4. So siya yung magiging isang ordered pair natin. Okay, so let's write 4 and 0. Okay, so that could be our first point. Okay, 4 and 0. Alright, so next we try another number. Okay, so baliktarin naman natin. So if si x naman ang 0, then ano yung magiging value ni y. Okay, so ganun din siya. We use the same equation. Okay, so x minus 2y equals 4. So sabi natin si x daw ay 0 minus 2y equals 4. So this becomes negative 2y kasi wala na si 0 equals 4. So remember our rule. Okay, so si y lang dapat matitira. So itong si negative 2, multiplication siya, we have to move dun sa kabilang side, okay, ng equal sign. So this becomes y equals 4. Okay, so wait lang. Okay, so si y is 4, okay, divided by negative 2 kasi nga multiplication move to the other side becomes division. Okay, and then y is equal to 4 divided by negative 2 is negative 2. Okay, so that gives us yung second ordered pair natin. We call it P2 kasi siya yung magiging point 2. So kanina 0 si x and then si y ay negative 2. Okay, so now we have 2 points para sa equation na to. Okay, so let's write it down here. So ang first point natin ay 4 and 0, and then the second point is 0 and negative 2. Okay, so that this will be for this equation. Okay, okay, so nakuha na natin yung intercept dun sa first equation. Now this time kukunin naman natin yung intercept for the second equation. So basically ganun din siya. Okay, i-assign lang natin ng values si x and y para makuha natin yung ordered pairs, yung mga points. Okay, so ganito din siya. So if x is 0, then what is y? Okay, alright, so substitute lang. So 3x minus y equals 2. So substitute natin 3 times 0 minus y equals 2. So 3 times 0 is 0 minus y equals 2. So minus y equals 2. Now hindi tayo pwede magkaroon ng negative. Okay, kaya pag ganyan may negative dun sa variable, ang ginagawa natin ay minumultiply natin siya, okay, by negative 1, okay, para maalis yung negative value. Okay, so negative 1 times negative y is positive y. Positive 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Okay, so now we have yung ating first point, okay, yung first ordered pair, which is, okay, 0 yung x natin. Remember, si x nilalagay sa kaliwa, okay, and then si y, which is this one, rather, okay, negative 2. So lagay na natin siya dito. We have 0 and negative 2. Okay, next one. So paano naman daw if, okay, so let's say, so if y is 0, then ano si x? So same thing, diba? Substitute lang natin 3x minus y equals 2. So, 0 daw si y. So, 3x minus 0. So, y 0. Kaya 0 doon equals 2. And then, okay, 3x is equal to 2. And then, x is, okay, so 2/3. Okay? So, meron tayong fraction which is okay. So, now we have x is equal to 2/3. Kaya yung second value natin would be 2/3 and 0. Okay. Okay, so this time, we will plot na, no, yung mga points, okay, using itong mga ordered pairs natin. So, ganito yung paggawa ng ang tawag dito ay Cartesian plane. Okay? So, ito yung gagamitin natin sa pag-graph. So, again, remember, itong vertical line ay para sa y. And then, yung horizontal para sa x. Okay? So, let's remember yung kanina, yung points. So, yung first is 4, 0. And then, 0, -2. So, 4 sa x. And then 0, ibig sabihin dito lang siya mismo sa linya. So, yung ibig sabihin. Okay, so 4, 0 would be this line. Okay, and then what's the other value? 0, -2. Okay, so 0 sa x-axis. 0 and then -2. Andito siya. Remember why? So, this one. So, andito yung hang on. Nawala siya. Okay. So, 0 and then -2. So, this one. Ay, nawala. Okay. So, basically, ito siya. Okay. So, that. And then, what will happen is, kailangang i-connect natin silang dalawa ng straight line. Okay, so it should be a straight line. Okay. So assuming na straight line siya, so yun yung para sa ating first equation kanina. Remember this one? So yan yung line na yun. Now second, so yung second value natin would be 0 and -2. Okay, so 0 sa x-axis and then -2. So basically, it's the same point. Okay, now the other value is 2/3 and 0. So, 2/3 sa ating x-axis. So, ito yung 1. So, yung 2/3 around this one. Okay, so around nasa bandang 3/4 na siya. Okay, so 2/3 and then 0. So, ibig sabihin, andito ang, okay, andito si 2/3 natin. Around this area. Okay. Okay, malapit na siya sa 1. Okay? So, ito yung isang line. Okay. So, we will connect these 2 points. Okay, so kunwari straight line siya. Okay. Alright, so now you have those 2 lines together. Okay. Okay, so for this part, kailangan ma-determine natin kung anong area yung isi-shade. Okay? So, let's say, may kailangan daw tayong gawin na test point. So, i-assume natin kung si x ay 0 and si y ay 0, is it still greater than 4? So, let's say this one. So, si x ay 0, no? So, 0 minus 2 times 0. Okay? Dito na lang natin lagay. So, 0 minus 2 times 0. Is it still greater than 4? Yun ang tanong. So, definitely 0 is greater than 4. which is false. Okay? So, 0 is not greater than false, ay, than 4, di ba? So, it's false. So, ibig sabihin, itong linya natin na to, kasi 0, 0 yung kanina, no? In-assume natin. So, dahil mali, no? Hindi siya true. So, false yung 0 is greater than 4. So, ibig sabihin, kailangang ilayo natin yung shading. Okay? So, ang shading natin would be around this area. And remember, range ito, di ba? Kaya itong part na to, yung i-shade natin. Now, let's also check for the other expression. So, yung ating 3x minus y is less than or equal to 2. So, again, yung assumption, yung pang-test natin would be both are 0. So, 3 times 0 minus 0, is it greater than or equal to 2? So, 0 is less than or equal to 2, which is true. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, itong line ni red, okay, ay papunta dun sa 0. So, paakyat siya. Kapag true, ituturo natin yung direction na papunta dun sa 0. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ganito yung magiging itsura niya. Alright. So, now, let's, ito na yung magiging answer natin. So, we have our range. Okay. So, our range of value. So, nakuha na natin si ating intercept. So, nakita natin kung saan nag-intercept yung dalawang line and kung saan yung kanilang mga range. So, definitely, andito lang sa bandang to, no? Nag-overlap yung range ng dalawang equation. Okay, so basically, ganito yung magiging itsura ng graph dapat. So, yung red line, yung ating first na expression. Okay. I rather yung ating second. Okay. Yeah, yung ating second na equation. And then, yung blue na dashed line, so siya yung ating first na expression. Now, you have to remember, yung isa kanina, di ba, false, kaya siya dash. Kapag true siya, kaya siya naging solid line. So, kung saan sila nag-intercept in this part, so yung intercept nila, so 0 and negative 2, diba? And then, tong area na to, okay, siya yung range of values. Okay. So, basically, siya yung solution set mo for both system of linear inequalities. Alright, that's it.